When you're feeling forlorn, stressed, overwhelmed, or distraught, what can you do to stay connected to love and not lose hope? Each week during the Mindful Bird Sit, we move briefly through a grounding practice that helps us to connect more deeply with the wild. In fact, this practice is quite similar to one that world-renowned animal communicator Anna Breitenbach uses before she begins to communicate with animals. Today, we're going to take our time with this practice because it's really the foundation from which everything else builds. And once you've got it down, you can bring yourself to a state of quiet connection in just a matter of moments. Hey friends, welcome back to the Mindful Bird Sit. If you're new here, I'm Kristi, and I help people connect more deeply to birds and nature while elevating their skills, boosting their confidence, and helping them to fall more in love with life. If that's something you want to do, be sure to subscribe and stick around. You can also check out any number of my online courses like Learning Birdsong or Identify Any Bird Anywhere. All right, let's get started. Because once you've embodied this practice, once you've gotten really good, I don't want to say good, but like practice, once you become really practiced at it, then you can do it in just a moment. It's like identifying a bird. You know, once you get the questions in your mind to ask, you can really ask them in a split second. So it doesn't have to take 30 minutes, you know, to go through the process for yourself, to have that connection, to feel tapped back into the wild again when you might be feeling some other unpleasant emotions. And but yeah, today we're going to take it nice and slow, and just so that you can really experience every aspect of that meditation. So let's start with our eyes closed today. So if you're feeling comfortable, like in the position you want to be in and whatnot, then you can go ahead and just close your eyes and let yourself start to settle in. All right. So just let's take 1 minute to just experience our environment in the way that it is and in the way that we are right now, without trying to change anything or shift anything. Just notice whatever comes to you. Excellent. Good work. So keeping your eyes closed, if you'd like, let's start by connecting with our breath, feeling the air as it enters your nose, and seeing how far you can travel with your breath as it moves through your body. And give yourself a couple of breaths to do this, allowing it to travel deeper and deeper and deeper each time into your body, and allowing yourself to exhale more and more fully with each exhale. Doing your best to keep your attention on your breath as it travels. When you find your mind wandering or getting distracted, you can come back to where your breath is in the cycle. And on your next inhale, your breath is going to pass by your heart. So just notice at that point what your heart rate is. Can you feel your heartbeat as you inhale? What parts of your body can you feel your heartbeat in? Can you feel your heart beating in your big toe? Maybe in your belly. Can you feel it in the crown of your head? And now we're going to move our awareness to our outer layer, to our skin. So we can begin first. Oh, let's start with our nose because we were tapping into our breath coming in. So now notice the tip of your nose. Can you feel the air as it comes in and enters your nose, but feeling it through your skin? What is that? And then exploring the different parts of your body where you can feel the air touching your skin. Maybe it's your cheeks. Maybe you can feel it on your fingertips or your ankles. Wherever it may be, just notice the air touching your skin right now. And then tapping into the places where your clothing is touching your skin. Some places it might be a bit tighter, so it might be more easy to feel that, like on your wrists or your waist. Maybe even your ankles where your socks are, if you have socks on right now. And then we'll end with our feet. So feeling your toes, the soles of your feet. Can you feel the sensation of the socks or your slippers underneath your feet, maybe your shoes? Tapping into the substance that is your shoes. Maybe it's leather, maybe it's rubber. And then going a bit further down. So what are those soles touching? And then keep traveling down until you get to the earth. Noticing the sensation, if there was one, and we can just play with this, imagining what that might feel like if you were to touch the earth right underneath your feet right now. And now allow your mind to travel deeper down into the belly of the earth. Where, at least to our ears, there might be a little less sound. Maybe it's a bit more quiet down there. What's the experience of being down, wrapped in the earth in this moment? Imagining yourself a cicada or a worm. What's the sensation on your skin as you imagine yourself down there? And in the playing of this, imagine that you are meant to be down there. So it's not hard to breathe, it's not a scary place. This is where you're meant to be. So you're just fine. Your body can be at ease. Beautiful. And now slowly start to come back up through the soles of your feet, entering your body, reconnecting with yourself, your physical self, traveling all the way up from your toes to your ankles, saying hello to them this morning, acknowledging them, giving gratitude for every part that you come in contact with, moving up through your quads or your calves to your knees, those beautiful joints of our knees, giving them some love, some attention right now, both behind and in front. And then now moving to our big quad muscles. And then all the way to your hips. And give your bum a little attention. Gratitude for allowing you to sit down comfortably. And then moving over to your belly and your intestines. All the organs that reside in your belly right now. Your liver, kidneys. And then moving up to your diaphragm, to your heart and your lungs, remembering the connection you had with them just a little while ago and the ways you got to connect with them and to know them. Now up to your shoulders, to your elbows and your wrists, your fingertips, each of your fingers, giving gratitude for each one of those. Each has a specific function in your body. Each one gives you a gift in some way every day, allows you to do something that you love to do. And then moving your awareness from the base of your spine, one vertebrae at a time, acknowledging the motion and the movement in all of your spine as you travel all the way up to the tippity top of your spine, up to your skull. Now giving some attention and love to your ears and all the sounds that they allow you to come in contact with. To your eyes, allowing your eyes to be bathed in some love right now. And your mouth, your lips, those parts of you that speak beautiful words, that give blessings to others throughout your day. And the beautiful voice that comes out of your lips. And then we'll end with our nose. So take a nice deep breath in, but this time you're going to intentionally smell the air. Noticing any unique smells, something that might surprise you or delight you. Maybe there's a smell that's a little off or confusing or uncertain. You're not sure what that is. Allow yourself to be curious and explore that. Are there layers of scent around you? Where are they coming from? Are they coming in waves or are they more constant? Is there one more steady and continuous scent and then maybe others that waft through? Beautiful. So now you can swallow and allow yourself to taste. What's the flavor or the sensation of taste in your mouth, on your tongue? Beautiful. So each of these experiences slowly bringing us to the outer world, reminding us that there is a world outside of ourselves. And we slowly explore that with our sense of smell and taste. And now let's still keep our eyes closed for the next few moments. And we'll be listening, we'll be tapping in with our ears now, so our sense of hearing. And let's begin with the sounds that are nearest to us, the most quiet sounds that you can hear right now. Good. And as you become aware of the sounds nearest to you, begin to expand outward and notice if there's a sound in a particular direction that calls your attention. You can stretch toward that sound and spend just a moment there with that sound. And then stretch toward another sound that you may hear, just acknowledging each one. And notice about how far away each of these sounds is from you, attempting to stretch a little bit further or maybe even come back a little bit closer with each one, allowing them to be just right where they are, in whatever they are, without a judgment, just acknowledging what they are. You might find that you're drawn to one particular sound and your attention gets focused on that one. And if that's the case, that's beautiful and perfect. While at the same time, allow yourself to keep exploring the world around you, especially the zone behind yourself. And so if you're hearing a sound in front of you or to your right or left, allow yourself to also stretch and listen for the ones that are behind you. And for those of you who are inside, who have chosen to stay indoors today, do your best to stretch your ears outside of the walls that are around you and see if you can find the sounds of nature out there. So the other night I was doing this practice myself before I was falling asleep, and I had all my windows closed. And the only sound I could hear outside was one of those big muscle cars, and it was revving its engine and it was driving pretty fast. And I thought, where in that can I hear nature? And so I started listening for the tires and where the tires might be connecting with the road. And then I was trying to listen for the water that was on the road. Could I hear the water between the tires and the road? So do your best to stretch yourself outside of your house and see where you can find nature in the sounds, even if they're human-made sounds. So good. Nice work. So, in just a moment, we're going to gently shift to having our eyes open. So, just preparing you for that moment. And what you'll do when you open your eyes, not just yet, you're going to find a point off in the distance to focus your attention on. And so you'll open your eyes nice and slowly, really gently, and just whatever you first gaze upon, let your eyes just stay with that. Let them be soft. Let your vision expand in all directions. And just stay nice and soft with this experience right now. And now keep your eyes in this softened gaze, but send your vision forward as far as you can see. So you might have started with a tree or something that's a bit more near to you, but see if you can move through a little opening anywhere. So find a little opening somewhere, whether it's through the trees or houses, whatever you're looking through, and stretch as far as you can see, but still allowing your vision to stay nice and soft. We're just expanding forward. And now, as you keep your vision stretched forward, also stretch in either direction to the right and left at the same time. So, seeing how far your eyes can see in either direction, but you're still looking forward. Taking a nice, slow, deep breaths in and out. And for the last couple of minutes, I'm going to invite you to bring back one at a time each of your senses into your awareness until all of them are present in your awareness at the same time. And just be really gentle with yourself. Whatever the experience might be for you, just have fun with it. It's just remembering that you are part of this natural wild world. You're an important part of this natural wild world. Take the next moment or two to offer your blessing or gratitude to whatever you connected with today, even if it's yourself. And now, this last one might be a little bit of a stretch for some of you. Let's offer a little extra blessing and gratitude to maybe the loud ones out there, to the loud truck or the banging of some kind of a machine or those sounds that we often don't necessarily want to hear or enjoy hearing when we're in nature, but just for the gift of the contrast that they provide us, let's offer a sense of gratitude today. All right. Well, everybody, thank you. If you need to head out, thank you for coming. And if you'd like to stay for our chat, then please do. Love to hear some thoughts from people, what this experience was like for you this morning as we went slowly through our mindfulness practice. And you all know the drill. You can just raise your hand when you want to share. Yeah, Linda, you were ready. Go for it.
Okay, this was wonderful. I just love this. It reminds me of initially, it reminded me of something that I like to do where I just, during the day, if I have a few minutes, I just step outside and see what I could see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. It's just something that I've done periodically over the years. And in the wintertime, of course, I tend to forget it because it's a little cold out there. But it's always given me, like a fresh eyes, it's just like a lift. So this was just like an expanded version of it, which was really wonderful. I thought I loved it. It really, um, it really lifted me is the only word I can think of. And I thought I heard a cardinal in the background at your place so bad. I love cardinals. I grew up with cardinals in Northern Illinois, and it took me back to an experience I had when I was about 10 years old, middle of one of those big Midwest snow blizzards. And I was in my family's home, and I could hear a cardinal outside. And I went outside and I looked, and sure enough, there was a male cardinal sitting in one of the fruit trees in the back of our yard, singing his heart out. And so, anyway, I got to re experience that whole experience. That's one of the reasons I love cardinals, is because they would be around on really cold days in the middle of a big storm, snowstorm. They'd be singing just like it was summer or something. So, anyway, so thank you very much. It was really a wonderful experience for me this morning. It was
Oh,
quite a
right on, Linda. Thank you. Yeah, and I always do try to put my self on mute, but sometimes I do forget, or maybe I don't get it quick enough. So I'm glad it was a pleasing sound for you, and a good and a yeah, just like a lovely memory to take you
yeah.
back there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and also thanks for that bit about the fact that it doesn't have to take 30 minutes to go through this. It can just be a minute, where you go like smell, taste, or sight, smell, taste, touch, whatever, like the go through the your senses. And
Mm-hmm.
then take I guess the one I always want to add into that is sort of that sixth sense. So that's where I think it's a good idea just to, if you do this quickly with yourself ever, like step outside for just a minute in the day and run through your senses, then take a moment to bring it all together and just take that really like that final couple last deep breaths of just allowing it all to be together in one, and just feeling for that intuitive guidance, whatever it may be.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. I like that. I'll have to remember
Yeah.
that at
Yeah,
the end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, Linda.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Mm-hmm. Who else would like to share? Yeah, Anne Marie, please.
I found it very relaxing, especially after my strenuous activity I just experienced. Um, but it relaxed my spirit as well as my body. So the mind that is thinking about lots of other different things calmed down as well. And that was a welcome thing because sometimes, it's racing and uh, all over the place. And these are some of the practices they actually had me do after my knee surgery, and do a lot of mindfulness and relaxation to take away pain. So I found it very helpful. So thank you.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. You got great doctors if they're having you do mindfulness exercises.
Yeah.
Yay! We're getting somewhere in the world. That's awesome. Yeah, so cool. And yeah, thanks, Emery, for sharing your experience there. That's really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, Julia, please.
This on Saturdays, I'm part of a meditation group, and last Saturday the Dharma talk included the concept of amor fati, which means just loving life, loving your life, whatever, no matter what comes. And of course, we're thinking about facing the challenges and unpleasant things, and you know. And today, it dawned on me there's so much we can love in life if we pay attention. Like if I pay attention to things like this, the birds or even my senses. If I don't pay attention to that, I'm missing out. And so thank you. Yeah. It's, I'm good at being miserable, Be, oh yeah, so this is a growth experience, or this is an opportunity, it's material to work with, and I forget that I can just for free have these beautiful experiences if I just pay attention. So thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, Julia. Thank you for your honesty and authenticity and all that. And I also just think like how luck. Oh, wait, there's the eagle. I thought it was a turkey vulture for a second. It's back up above again. How beautiful. Yeah. And just that even within our own body, right? Like, I mean, of course, the joy, like one of my joys anyway, is to have the connection with nature and myself. But like, we can even receive that just from ourselves, like the miracle of our own bodies, of our fingers. If you just spend a minute like looking at your hand and your fingers, and it's just like all the things our hands do for us, like all day long, like it's just magic. So yeah, thank you for that, Julia. Just for the reminder of the simplicity of all that. Yeah, Gabrielle, please. And then Joy.
Um, well, what happened for me in the last few minutes of this, when you said maybe there's some noises or sounds that are harder to love, and the sirens started going, like fire trucks kind of sirens, and I'm just out of LA. So it's been weeks of fear and anxiety around the winds and the fire and the air. And so it was very interesting to have that sound come through very loud. And then to go to a place of love for actually the people in these trucks who are actually helping was a wonderful kind of switch from the anxiety and the fear.
Wow. That's really beautiful, Gabrielle. That reminds me of one of my neighbors, this lovely lady. When I was living in Connecticut, we had houses that were really close to each other, and I'd often go. I have some stories from her yard and whatever, but I'd often go and visit her. And um, she told me one day that we lived right near the main road, and the fire department was right down the street from us, so we would often hear the fire trucks and the ambulance go by. and she told me because she lived there for like 30 or 40 years. And so she said that, what she had done to sort of make peace with that was say like, oh, maybe someone's being born, like maybe there's a baby coming in the world and they have to go and like get to the mama or something like that. And it just for her, it helped to shift. And I don't know, maybe that's just a way of like pretending like things like hard things don't happen in life. I'm not sure. But at the same time, it's just like I think all like Julia brought up, it's like really easy for us to go to the negative, and it's especially reinforced with all of the news and everything constantly just focusing on like all the terrible things that are happening in the world. So like why not? Why not once in a while just like pretend, like maybe someone's being born right now. Like what a beautiful thing. Maybe it could be that too. Yeah. Yeah, but beautiful, Joy or Gabrielle. Thank you for the just that image of being grateful for the people in the fire trucks or the ambulances who are caring for everybody. Yeah, yeah, definitely worth being grateful for them for sure. Thanks, Joy. Please go ahead.
This was just perfect this morning, Kristi. I've had quite a frustrating and difficult morning, so I can't calmly write down. I particularly liked going down into the earth. I could feel the earth surrounding me, and I didn't actually want to come out of that. It was very, very soothing at that
Yeah.
point. So it was just lovely. Thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed this. And as for the sirens and things, I always think someone's getting the help they need. I don't think about it being a negative, an accident or whatever. I think someone is getting the help they need, and that's the way I look at those sirens.
Oh, I like that. That's great, Joy. Yeah, thank you. I know it actually was hard for me because I realized in that moment, I don't know if anyone was having this, but like this idea in my mind just was like, oh, maybe it could be scary for some people to be down, like buried in the earth could be it's like a terrifying idea for some people. So that's why I shared the other piece of what I did. But at the same time, like sometimes when I've had those experiences of like imagining myself like encapsulated in the earth or in a big boulder or something like that, like it is one of the most peaceful times that I've experienced and not wanting to leave. It's like, oh, maybe I could just stay here. Like, this is so safe and it's so calming and yeah, and just remembering for each of you and whatever experience you had that was your magic today that you can do that. You can take yourself there, like it only takes what I think we only spent maybe 2 minutes down there, you know, really in the scope of things. And so it only takes that little bit of time to go through this process and visit those places again, Yeah. Thanks, Joy. Anyone else? Well, what a treat. Seeing if there's anything else I want to share with you guys. No, just remembering that you have all this within yourselves. You all are wicked practiced at this point. Most of you are beyond 100 bird sits now, so whoop whoop. Y'all got these skills, and yeah, just keep. There's going to be times where we'll need them more than others throughout the coming weeks and years, and just remember them. Yeah, we've got them, and we have nature. She's still here, so holding our hands. Yeah, I think there's no holidays coming up next week. I don't have any big ones for a long time, I think. So that's it for now. You guys have a really beautiful rest of your week. And thank you for joining. And thanks for all your stories and sharing. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Much love. Bye.